I'm Stephanie.
Sitting in my courtroom, my thumb absent, mindedly traces the edges of the crimson fox scarf on my lap. Across the aisle, Ryan and Olivia are chatting merrily with their lawyer. They're already envisioning themselves spending the $5. $5 million they think they're about to steal from me. They don't even recognize the judge who's about to tear their case apart. Suddenly, the bailiff's voice booms through the room. All rise for the Honorable Judge Stephanie. Ryan and Olivia stand up, expecting a stranger. Little do they know, the person who will decide their fate is the daughter they abandoned. I walk past the bar, up the steps, and take my seat behind the bench. Their lawyer's smug smile freezes instantly. Let me take you back to 1996. Denver International Airport was a whirlwind of noise and activity. Terminal 2 was filled with the constant hum of engines, the chime of announcements, and the ceaseless clatter of footsteps. But I felt detached, like an island in a stormy sea. I was just 6 years old then, wrapped up in my crimson fox scarf. It itched my neck, and it was too long, trailing on the dirty floor, but it was my comfort, my shield against the cold world outside. Ryan and Olivia, my so-called parents, strode ahead of me. They didn't hold my hand. Instead, they kept checking their phones, their steps brisk and impatient. They didn't look like parents about to leave their child. They looked like business people in a hurry. Olivia glanced back, her eyes cold. "Hurry up, Stephanie. You're holding us back." They led me past the ticket counters and the happy reunions at the gates, all the way to the oversized baggage area. The place smelled of jet fuel and old coffee. "Wait here," Ryan said, pointing to a bench. "Watch the bags. We have to go sort out some tickets. Don't move until we're back." "How long?" I asked, my voice small and timid. "Just count the bags," Olivia replied, not even looking at me. Her eyes were fixed on the exits. "Count to 600. By the time you finish, we'll be here." I sat down, pulling the scarf up over my nose, and started counting. 2, 3, a set of golf clubs, a large suitcase. I counted to 50, then 100. The crowd started to thin out, and the hum of the conveyor belt became a lullaby of loneliness. 200, 300. By the time I reached 600, the conveyor belt had stopped, and the other passengers had long gone. The lights seemed to dim, and a heavy silence settled over me. I realized then that they weren't coming back. The look on their faces when they left wasn't worry. It was relief. I was a burden to them, just like oversized baggage to be left behind. That silence was suffocating, like a thick blanket pressing on my chest. It stole my voice, and for years after that night, I barely spoke. I was too afraid of the world. But then, a miracle happened. A security guard on a scooter noticed me. Before he could say anything, an old man in a brown suit stepped out from behind a pillar. He had kind eyes behind his round glasses. He looked more like a schoolteacher than a hero. "I'll take care of her," he said to the guard. His voice was gentle but firm. He knelt in front of me and looked me straight in the eye. "My name is Henry. I saw them leave."
I'm sorry.
He didn't lie to me. He told me the truth, and in that moment, he saved me from the lies I was trying to tell myself. Henry stayed with me until the police came. He was there through my foster care placement and became my family. He was a retired schoolteacher who had a passion for helping kids. He lived a simple life but had a heart of gold. Henry passed away quietly on a Sunday morning. There were no big headlines, just a small service attended by the kids from the orphanage he had supported for years. I sat in the front row, wearing the crimson fox scarf, feeling the weight of silence return. Then came the reading of the will. I expected maybe a small savings or his old house. Instead, the lawyer handed me a thick portfolio. Henry wasn't just a teacher. He was an investor who had put money into some of the biggest tech startups in the 90s. He had lived frugally so he could make a difference. The total amount was $5. $5 million. He left it all to me. The news spread like wildfire. Local judge inherits secret fortune. And just 48 hours later, I was served with a lawsuit at my home. The plaintiffs were Ryan and Olivia. They claimed Henry had kidnapped me from the airport 30 years ago and that they had been searching for me ever since. They demanded the full $5. $5 million and the deed to Henry's house. I sat in my living room, reading the complaint. It was a web of lies. They described the pain of losing their beloved daughter. But I knew better. I saw through their greed. I decided to fight back. I called the best forensic accountant in the state, Emily. I told her to dig into their past, all the way back to 1996. After days of research, Emily found something. In 1997, Ryan and Olivia had sued a major airline. They claimed they had entrusted me to an airline agent for an unaccompanied minor flight to visit a sick relative. The airline, afraid of bad publicity, settled out of court for $480,000. But the real bombshell was the affidavit they had to sign. They declared me presumed deceased in exchange for the money. Fast forward to the trial. Ryan and Olivia took the stand, their faces masked with false grief. Olivia wept, describing the hole in her heart. It was a convincing act, but I knew it was all a lie. When the defense's turn came, we called one witness, Lily, my half-sister. Lily was 30, a nurse with a kind heart but tired eyes. She walked down the aisle and took the stand. She told the court about growing up in a house where my disappearance was used as a tool for sympathy and money. Every time they needed something, they would bring up my tragedy. The church gave them money, and the neighbors brought food. Lily also showed the court a box full of casino receipts from the week I disappeared. While the police were looking for me at the airport, Ryan and Olivia were gambling. The silence in the courtroom was deafening. Then, my lawyer presented the 1997 settlement agreement to the judge. The judge read it, her face turning cold. Mr. and Mrs. Last name, she said, either you committed fraud in 1997 or you're committing perjury now. Which is it? Their lawyer realized the trap and backed away. I stood up and walked towards Ryan and Olivia. You sold me, I said, my voice cold and steady. You didn't just abandon me. You cashed me in for a quick profit. You declared me dead, and you thought I'd never fight back. Well, you were wrong. The judge banged her gavel. Case dismissed with prejudice. Bailiff, take the plaintiffs into custody. I'm referring this matter to the district attorney for fraud and perjury charges. The fallout was huge. Ryan and Olivia were indicted. Their reputation was in ruins. The neighbors who had once pitied them now turned their backs. They lost their house and their money. I didn't keep the $5. $5 million. I used it to start the Baggage Claim Hope Foundation. We provide legal support and care for foster children who are aging out of the system. 6 months later, I'm sitting in a coffee shop in downtown Denver. Across the table, Lily is laughing. She's left her old life behind and joined the foundation. As I reach for my coffee, the sleeve of my coat pulls up, revealing the crimson fox scarf. It's not a shield anymore. It's a reminder of how far I've come. The noise of the coffee shop is a welcome contrast to the silence of the past. I look at Lily and the work we're doing, and I know that Henry was right. I'm not the girl who was left behind. I'm the girl who fought back.